Hey guys, we're in Anna Maria, Florida today, and we're going to be looking at a house that has multiple Mitsubishi multi-zone mini split systems in it. So today we're going to talk about how they designed everything and how they put it all together and why they did it. So this house was built with two intentions when it comes to their HVAC system. They most likely wanted to have comfort, and so they decided to go with different zones, and it's why they were able to split it up and do mini splits. But the second is they wanted to also prioritize design. So they chose indoor units to match their aesthetic. So if they didn't want units visible, they could just hide them in the ceiling and connect everything together to one outdoor unit. So that's what we're going to look today. This house is split up into 3 levels. You have access to the front door here on the first level, to the back door, and the garage. So there's no conditioning on this first level because there's no one that lives down here. It's just points of access. So we're going to go upstairs to the second and third level where all of the action takes place. This is the second floor. This is where the majority of the living happens. You have a kitchen here, a dining room section here, and a living room here. So this is where people are going to spend the majority of their time hanging out. There's also some bedrooms that we'll get to. But what we want to notice in this space is that the design is immaculate. It's super beautiful. And so you don't necessarily want to be hanging ductless mini splits, like as we know, wall-mounted unit, floor-mounted units in a new build when you don't necessarily have to. But you don't necessarily have to say no to ductless altogether. So in this space, they're using a ducted multi-position system to be able to condition this space. And so it's not visible, it's in a closet. And so we'll go see that right now, but you can see the vents on the walls, and there's central return in the hallway that helps circulate the air. What's nice about this house is that it also has zoning. So just because it's using ducted solutions within the Mitsubishi catalog, it doesn't mean that you have to get away from comfort and selection of comfort. So every single room in this house is zoned using Ecobee thermostats. So in this main space, we have it set to 71 degrees right now, while the bedrooms are a completely different temperature run by their own systems. So you don't have to get away from zoning and comfort if you're using ducted systems when designing with Mitsubishi mini splits. So this would be considered zone 1. So let's go see the multi-position air handler that controls this. So here in this closet, we see that we have a multi-position air handler. So this is a 30,000 BTU multi-position air handler that's controlling and conditioning the main space that we were just in. This multi-position air handler by Mitsubishi is unique in the fact that it can be a multi-zone solution. It's not just a single zone solution like a lot of other brands. Some of the other competitors like Fujitsu, they have a multi-position air handler that's inverter, but it's a single zone solution only. The beautiful thing about this is that you can connect this unit as well as the other units around your house onto one outdoor unit. So we just saw the multi-position that covers and conditions the main living space of the house. Now there's 2 other bedrooms on this floor that are conditioned separately. The first is this bedroom here. Again, you can see that it has its own Ecobee thermostat, also set to 71. However, if I wanted to change this to 72 or 73, to be different from the main living space, totally can. So in this space, you also don't see any ductless units that are hanging, like in the traditional sense of mini splits. You have vents here, supply vent and a return vent just behind us here. And this is able to circulate the air and condition it properly. Now, this is also a ducted unit. Now, you won't be able to fit a multi-position air handler in this small of a space. But what we do have is we have what's called a horizontal ducted indoor unit. That's a ducted system that can fit in the ceiling. What's nice about the horizontal ducted units is that you're able to condition multiple spaces with just one unit. So you don't have to put a ductless wall-mounted unit in a bathroom and a walk-in closet and things of that nature. So in this instance, the horizontal ducted unit is actually hung in the ceiling of the bathroom with an access panel to be able to access the unit for maintenance. But it's able to condition the bathroom here, this bedroom, together for one temperature. Typically, the bathroom isn't going to be a different temperature than the bedroom, and so you have that control for this zone. So this would be considered zone 2. So this is zone number 3, bedroom number 2 on the first level. And so in this bedroom, we also have a separate Ecobee thermostat on the wall here, and we have the same setup of a horizontal ducted unit that's hanging in the ceiling that has conditioning the bathroom as well as the bedroom here. So in this case, for this zone, the horizontal ducted unit is in the ceiling, accessible by the access panel here in the bathroom. So we just covered level 2. We're going to go upstairs and see level 3 and see how the mini splits were designed upstairs. Now let's go. This is the last bedroom of the house. This is the master suite. This room also, surprise, surprise, has its own unit and obviously has its own Ecobee thermostat. So if the owner of the house or whoever's sleeping here is a hot sleeper, let's just say they wanted to set the unit to 67 or 68 while the rest of the house is 72. So there's a lot of control that can be done when you're zoning everything using these ducted or ductless mini splits with Mitsubishi. The system is located for the master suite in the walk-in closet that's just in this room. Now, one thing we do want to mention is that although it is really nice for aesthetics that the horizontal ducted units are hanging in the ceiling, the access panels aren't quite as big as what you would need in order to properly maintenance everything. So we're going to take a peek inside that access panel that's in this house, and we're going to see what I mean. The access panel here for the system is actually quite small. Most likely the builder cut this out just to make sure that there was enough access here for the condensate. But if a motor was to go out or further maintenance was needed, you'd most likely have to cut a bigger hole to be able to access and properly do everything. Even if they cut to the edge here and cut a little bit further here, that would be probably enough room to be able to change out the motor, but it is something that is noticeable if you are designing a house or you're installing a system like this where you want it concealed in the ceiling. Make sure you have enough room to be able to work on the unit over time. Mitsubishi is great, it's reliable, and it lasts a long time. However, things do go wrong and you do need to maintain and clean the system for it to last as long as possible. So you want to design both the system as well as the aesthetics around the system to be conducive for that. Here we're on the roof of the house, and this is where the outdoor units are located. So let's go see where they're at. So we're on the roof, and this is where the multi-zone outdoor units are connected. So here we have a 4-ton, what's called a smart multi-zone unit for Mitsubishi. You can connect up to 8 units using a branch box. In this case, this is controlling the second level, which is that multi-position air handler, as well as 2 of those horizontal ducted units. So those 3 units are connected to a branch box, and that branch box is connected to this unit right here. This outdoor unit is a 3-zone system. It doesn't require a branch box, so you run all your line sets from your indoor units directly to your outdoor unit. So the beauty about using a branch box is that you have multiple line set sizes running to that branch box, and then just one line set running from your branch box to your outdoor unit. So since this outdoor unit is controlling units on the second level, instead of running 3 indoor units up to the branch box or up to the outdoor unit on the roof, you just install the branch box on the second level along with your indoor units. So you're running short distance line sets from your indoor units to the branch box, and then one longer line set from the branch box up all the way to the roof connected to this outdoor unit. So this house has a roof deck, which is really nice. But one thing that they really did that was nice, that we appreciate, is they built this wall here to hide the condensers as much as possible. So it's one way to be able to keep the aesthetic as well as putting the outdoor units out of harm's way. So let's do a little bit of a recap. So we're in this house. It's in Anna Maria Island in Florida. So the majority of what's needed here is air conditioning. However, we're here in December, and outside it dropped down to 60 yesterday. So definitely heating is also necessary. That's where a heat pump is great. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hyperheat option because it never gets nearly as cold as up north. But here, a heat pump is still necessary. So we have three different levels. The first level being garage. We don't really need to condition that where the entry space is. You could if you wanted to in order to be super comfortable as soon as you walk in the house, but not necessary. On the second level, we have the main living space. That's where we're using the multi-position air handler that's covering a large shared space. And then the two bedrooms on the second floor are conditioned by using those horizontal ducted units. So those are a lot slimmer and they're able to fit in the ceiling. And on the third floor, we have bedrooms as well. And so we're just using those horizontal ducted units as well. So the second floor is being connected and controlled by a 4-ton smart multi outdoor unit that is connected using a branch box. And the third floor is on its separate 3-ported 2-ton multi-zone system as well. So this house is prioritizing design as well as comfort. The design aspect is they're using all ducted units because everything is able to be hidden in closets and or the ceiling. And they're prioritizing comfort because every zone, every section of the house, whether it's the bedrooms or the shared space, everything has its own thermostat, and you're able to control each zone separately. So if one space wanted to be 73 degrees and the other space 68, everyone can choose their own space and there's no fighting over the thermostat. So all of this equipment is Mitsubishi Electric branded. Mitsubishi is a top quality, highly reputable brand in North America as well as internationally. And the equipment is known to be super reliable and long lasting. So the owners of this house most likely use Mitsubishi because they don't want to have issues come up often. There may be issues because it's mechanical components that do fail, but Mitsubishi is known for having components and equipment that are long lasting and less troublesome. If you're designing your dream home and you want your HVAC to work best for your family, consider Mitsubishi Electric and their mini split ducted or ductless options. So this house is beautiful in all its ways, but what's even more beautiful is that the HVAC using Mitsubishi is zoned exactly how they want it using different pieces of equipment. Now, if you have any questions about how to build a system like this, whether it's sizing each room, making sure that you have enough of BTUs for this particular room or any of the bedrooms, or if you need to know which equipment works best for you, or how to run your line sets, or how to look at drawings and then be able to come up with the best case scenario for you, feel free to call and contact Ductless. We've designed homes like this for many, many people, for new homes all across the country. So if you have any questions about the design work and or how to get the equipment, feel free to contact us. We'd be more than happy to help you. If you're new to the channel and want to learn more about mini splits, I'd encourage you to subscribe, like this video for more content just like this. We cover brands like Mitsubishi and other brands, but primarily we cover all things mini splits. So we hope to see you on the next one.